Saeed Shehata has joined me here in the newsroom at the OS desk. And Saeed, you've been following this story. So what's happened and any other updates to bring to us?
What happened has happened in other areas. Some militant, masked people burn a tree in a place with majority are Christians, a tree for Christmas, and it was considered by the Christian as violation of their rights, and there is no protection. I'm calling for the new administration to do more in order to protect them. The perpetrators, as it was said, it was Uzbek, one of the foreign fighters who was part of the militant groups who joined Hayat Tahrir al-Sham, which is leading the political scene in Syria now, to topple President Bashar al-Assad. And so these groups are more or less, they have their own agendas. They have a radical interpretation of Islam in their opinions, so they don't consider Christian or celebrating Christmas as part of the religion, and should be like they consider them as an infidel. So anything is justified for them. And the problem is Christians I talk with, they said it's not the only incident. In Malula, there is some Muslims confiscated, like lands of the Christians, and there is not only one incident. And what is said is only individual cases. Christians don't buy that. They think the new administration should do more, and they said fantastic stuff, but on the ground is not reflected. So they need an actions more than the talks and the speeches. Speeches, assurances are fine, but if it doesn't, implemented on the ground, it doesn't make any sense for Christian and other minorities.
Yeah, we're going to stay with that particular point. Syria is very ethnically mixed. It's very diverse. How much of an issue is this going to be for the country moving forward? I mean, you've already described what's going on with the Christians in the country. How much is this going to add to the complexities of Syria's future?
Yeah, there are concerns for the Alawite, who is the main sect of Bashar al-Assad, and another is the Druze, the Kurds. So there is many groups within the Syrian society. So if Hayat Tahrir al-Sham want to say it's in society for all the components should be invited to the national dialogue, which should be convened in soon, as Ahmad al-Shara is the leader of the Hayat Tahrir al-Sham and the leader of the current administration said, should all of these components will be there. In addition to that, the militant factions should be dissolved. He said, Ahmad al-Shara, after he made these factions, he agreed, or they reached an agreement for all of them to be dissolved and to be under the Ministry of Defense. That's, I think, it's not easy to happen. There is many complications to get rid of all of these militant groups and how they are going to be represented in the new Ministry of Defense, because those groups helped Hayat Tahrir al-Sham to topple Bashar al-Assad. So I think they are not going to accept to be merged without any gains. And these gains might affect the national unity of Syrian, because some Syrian, especially Christian I talk with, they said, if they give the nationality for the Uzbek, Chechen, and other foreigners, fighters who came to fight with Hayat Tahrir al-Sham, it will affect the unity of Syria. So it is a challenge for Ahmad al-Shara. He need, according to Syrian, to make them go out of the country, as the Syrian Democratic Forces say they are going to send the non-Syrian fighters who are part of the Syrian Democratic Forces to be out of the country in order to make a deal with Turkey. I think Ahmad al-Shara do the same, but will he do that? There is many question mark about it. So the challenge is to include Christians, Druze, Alawite, all besides the Sunni. Sunni is a majority, but it shouldn't be like quota system, because a quota system like Iraq, it destroyed Iraq. So the only way is democratic thing according to 2254 Security Council resolution. Transitional government, not this current government, it will be finished in March, but transitional government for 6 months. New constitution, so should be many components of society to be part of the to rise a new constitution under the supervision of United Nations, then fair and transparent election within 18 months. So this roadmap for the future of Syria should be implemented. But Ahmad al-Shara, he made one speech, and he mentioned that 2254 should be reviewed to reflect the new reality. I think put question mark on his seriousness. There is pressure on him from the West because of the economy, because of the sanctions, because Tahrir al-Sham is on the list of the terrorism. But still his Islamic beliefs, his background in Al Qaeda, his hardliners people, his rule in Idlib from 2017 until 2024 shows there is some violation of minority rights. Some Christians were forced to leave Idlib because of the Islamists there, and some militant who are radical. So can Ahmad Shara dissolve them? Can Ahmad Shara let the foreigners go out? That's many challenges, and they should be implement what he said. Otherwise, it will be a problem for Syria, and it will be another, unfortunately, might be another Iraq.
Okay. Saeed Shehata, thank you very much for that update, and also just laying out the very many complexities and nuances in events taking place in Syria. Thank you, and as ever, you can